Category 3 hurricane has entered the Gulf of Mexico and is threatening the North Gulf Coast states.
My
Good
question
morning,
is,
everyone. I'm Don Jacks for
when was
95. At 4 o'clock this morning,
when was Hurricane Jennifer?
340 miles southeast of New Orleans.
This tape was
moving
found
toward
in
the northwest
NASA
at about 7 miles per hour.
headquarters building.
The eye of the storm.
I don't remember
could
a Hurricane
very well hit
Jennifer.
the coast near the Texas-Louisiana border, but if it turns north, the entire city of New Orleans would be directly in its path. Local, state, and federal officials are preparing for the worst. Just minutes after Hurricane Jennifer entered the Gulf of Mexico early Monday morning, Louisiana Governor Edwin Edwards declared a state of emergency and began making plans to ask the president for an emergency declaration. 2 hours later, he closed down all state agencies except those directly involved in dealing with the emergency. The Louisiana Emergency Operations Center was fully activated for 24-hour-a-day operations. Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida also activated their emergency operations centers on a 24-hour basis. Louisiana began working out possible evacuation routes with their neighboring states of Texas and Mississippi yesterday afternoon. And now, 500,000 people are evacuating New Orleans and other low-lying areas on the Louisiana coast. The Louisiana National Guard is setting up a last resort evacuation center at the Superdome in New Orleans, and the state has asked for federal health and medical assistance for special needs shelters. Louisiana, that is, has been moving quickly. Brett Krieger, Deputy Director of the state's Office of Emergency Preparedness, is in the state's Emergency Operations Center. Mr. Krieger, I want to thank you for being with us. Is your state ready for this hurricane?
Well, state and local governments are as ready as we can be. The Superdome in New Orleans is being prepared at the request of the city of New Orleans as a last resort refuge and staging point for evacuation. This is a dangerous and powerful storm, and people that are living in the path of the storm from the Gulf of Mexico up through the city of New Orleans should be making plans right now to evacuate if they are in the coastal or low-lying areas. The storm is forecast to have a very large storm surge with it. The storm surge could be anywhere between 10 and 20 feet, and that poses a great risk to all the coastal and low-lying areas in Louisiana. Those living in that path, if they have not already made plans to evacuate or have not evacuated, should begin to do so immediately.
Well, we understand that there are shelters to deal with the people who are evacuating the area, but you've been having some trouble regarding these shelters. What can you tell us about that?
Well, we do have problems opening sufficient shelters quickly enough to deal with the large evacuation that we expect. Highways are congested because there's somewhere between a half